Hey, Tim here, and this Vizony RD830 projector is my new favorite budget projector. I'm going to tell you why. It has a lot of cool features and specs. If you like home theater content like this, please subscribe. This projector was sent over by the company and they sponsored this video so I could test this out thoroughly and give you guys a review. I am very happy to say that this has done a lot better than a lot of other budget models that I've tested out in the past, and this is my new favorite one. So starting off with the resolution, this is a native 1080p resolution, so you're going to get full HD. It looks great, it's really sharp, and one of the things that sets this apart too is this has this autofocus built in. So this is a little bit beefier maybe than some other projectors that I've looked at, but this has a built-in autofocus system. It's got better sound quality, so that is the reason why. So with that 1080p, the nice thing with this is around the edges, I find the electronic focusing that this has built in definitely gives you better picture quality. Pretty much any other budget projector I've tested out, you end up having some blurring around the edges, whether it's the top, whether it's the bottom, whether it's the sides, and depending on too if you're using the keystone correction, this you'll see does not have a manual keystone wheel anywhere on here. So that is a big reason why this picture looks better. It's got the electronic focus, electronic keystone, and I'm happy to say that during all my testing and things I've used this with, I didn't see any blurring around the edges that you typically get with budget projectors. Now this is 800 ANSI lumens as well. I like that they actually use the proper terminology in the ANSI lumens. It's going to be awesome at nighttime, whether you're going to use this indoors or outdoors. You'll see this on my 100-inch screen where I have this in kind of my theater room in my house. And I showed you right here, if you do have the lights on, this is kind of what it looks like with the lights on. And you'll see there in this room, I've got two 100-watt LED bulbs above. You can kind of see what that's going to look like. And then the minute you turn the lights off, this is going to do amazing. If you can control the lighting, you're going to get the best picture, whether it's in a basement or you just got some nice blackout shades. That's definitely going to help, but this has some pretty good picture quality you can see here. So that electronic focus is really easy to set up to. Just on the remote there's a button for focus. You just press it up and down. You'll see kind of this animated wheel in the middle of the screen come up. Very easy to set that. You just kind of dial that in until it looks nice and crisp and you're good to go. This also has some of the other typical features, like it's got the zoom, so it can zoom from 50 to 100%. So you can kind of zoom out and actually scale down your picture if you need to. This does also have 4-point keystone correction, so it's electronic as well. So if you don't want to use the regular electronic kind of keystone and correction that they have built in, you can use that and you can basically pin each corner individually. You'll kind of see what that looks like here. I also showed right here as well a little bit of a demo of the vertical and horizontal keystone correction. And again, that's digital, so you can kind of see what that looks like. I just used kind of the regular focusing, and the auto focusing I had it set up on a tripod and it gave me really great results. So it does have Bluetooth 5.2 built in, so you are able to easily hook up any speakers. You just put it in pairing mode. You put this in pairing mode, have that Bluetooth on, and you'll find it. But this has dual 15-watt speakers internally, and this is probably the best set of internal speakers I've tested out. It sounds really great. The fan on this really isn't too loud. It's noticeable, but it is lower, I feel, than other ones I've tested out. I do not feel like I'm competing trying to listen to the projector in between that fan noise. The audio on this, you get it pretty loud. Like I said, indoors in my room that I had this in, it was plenty loud at about volume level 40 out of 100 and gets super loud the louder I got up there. So I was pretty impressed with that, and it didn't even crackle when I had it at those really high volumes. So I think it's safe to say that you definitely can use this with just the internal speakers if you don't want to use that Bluetooth and hook it up to another speaker. There's also a line out here. There's a headphone jack you'll see. So you can always use a line to another speaker as well if you don't want to deal with any Bluetooth lag. This also has a Wi-Fi 6 built in, so that's pretty much kind of the newest standard now. So you can hook this up to that. I did that. I had no issues. It hooked up very easily. If you want to use the Miracast function for Android or the iOS casting features, you do need to be on the same network. So just make sure that you have that on, and then on your phone, for example, you'd want to be on the same network if you have like a 2.4G and a 5G network. For Android, you just go into your casting, you should see it in there. I'll show you for the iOS as well right here. You just go in and you do your screen mirroring, and it came up, it was right there. I connected immediately to it. I always say though, for the best quality, just hook up whether you're using a Fire Stick, Roku player, something like that. That's gonna give you the best quality. It's the easiest to use. You can then just sign in on all your streaming apps that way. That's by far, I think, the best user experience. So as far as connecting things to this, you do have on the back here, you've got two USBs, two HDMIs, AV, the headphone jack, and then there's the IR sensor on the back here for the remote. You can use that remote. The remote's very handy, very easy to use as well. The power cord is gonna go right back into here to power this. On the bottom, you've got a 1/4-inch tripod thread, so you can actually put this on the tripod that way if you would like to. Got some non-slip feet on the bottom as well. There's some other cool settings too, like, you know, you have the 2 HDMIs on here. Under the other settings, one of the things you can set is what setting and source it's gonna default to when it turns on. So I have it set to turn on to like the HDMI 1. So it's automatically, instead of going to that projector home screen, it just saves you a little bit of time and it's gonna automatically start going to that HDMI 1, which in my case was the Roku. This also has a cooling fan built into this. I had no issues. Like I said, the fan is actually relatively quiet, I think. You can also use this for business use. You'll see on the main home menu I'll show, you can basically play photos, videos. There's a business part where you can open up an office suite. So if you have any PowerPoints or documents, that's actually built in. That's a huge plus. So you can use this for personal entertainment and media streaming, but you can also use this for business use as well and double up. So I think that's pretty awesome. You can see here with the quality, that 1080p text and the autofocusing and everything makes this look great. So using this for business use and PowerPoints, Word documents, etc., it looks really good. But I was really impressed with the quality of this. I like the colors. Like I said, it gets nice and sharp. Looking at all the menus for all the streaming apps and services, everything just looked great. And I really love the fact, like I mentioned, that you can use these internal speakers because they are that good and they're good enough. You don't have to worry about using external speakers if you don't want to. I think that really helps with the portability of this. I love the design. I think this looks really great. So if you're looking for a great budget projector for outside your home or for business use, this is a really solid option. Affiliate link is going to be in the comments and description below. Like the video if you found this helpful. I'll see you guys on the next one.